Oh my gosh, guys, everybody's gave me crave mode.
People who cheat in their speedruns are hilarious because they're terrible at hiding the fact that they cheated. These are the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns.
In this first speedrun, the player spawns in the middle of nowhere and immediately starts following dirt path blocks, which don't ever spawn outside of villages like this. And the path leads to a village. Not suspicious at all. On top of that, one villager house is marked with a mismatched wood plank. The speedrunner goes into this house and there's another section to it, which isn't even a vanilla feature of Minecraft. Inside the room is a chest, and the only thing inside it is a lever, which is literally useless. What's he gonna do with the lever? Well, they place the lever and use it, and everything goes dark. They type in chat saying, "Sorry, I turned off the lights by accident." And when they turn the lights back on, there's a ruined nether portal that's completely filled. He has a full arsenal of weapons and a literal army of tamed wolves protecting him. Buddy, I think a lot more happened than the lights going out. The only thing that would have been even more convenient is if flint and steel fell from the sky, but that would never— You've gotta be kidding me. The speedrunner then lights the portal, goes to the nether, but then types in chat saying, "This place stinks, see ya?" But without Eyes of Ender, they're never going to find the stronghold. What in tarnation? Okay, so he's in the stronghold, but he has no Eyes of Ender. You're probably wondering how they plan on getting to the end. Well, it looks like he left clicks on the end portal frames and fills them with eyes, but he has no Eyes of Ender in his inventory. This guy's putting in almost as much effort as Dream to hide the fact that he's cheating. The speedrunner enters the end, but he has no weapons or armor to fight the— Wait, why isn't the dragon even moving? It looks like the speedrunner spawned in a mannequin dragon, and then surprise, surprise, they get out their light switch and turn off the lights. And the dragon is gone and they beat the game. I just lost so many brain cells. This speedrunner starts off pretty normal. They get wood, build tools, and then they get lucky and find a village. The loot looks normal and they move on with their speedrun. Next, you'd expect the speedrunner to go to the nether, but instead they go in a cave and start strip mining. And all of a sudden they're in the stronghold. What in tarnation? Now they're in the stronghold, but they don't have ender pearls or blaze rods. Well, they find a chest that has some clearly fake loot in it. Ender pearls, blaze rods, golden apples, a tank. Wait, what? This one was legit. This speedrun, I'm apologizing in advance for the brain cells you're about to lose. World generation looks normal, spawn looks normal, timer looks normal. Okay, now wait a second. Their loot is clearly fake, and they must have borrowed their timer from Dream because it starts going backwards. Then they go into another villager house, and there's a villager inside trapped in a ditch, and it's an expert level cleric. Totally legit. Right outside of that house is a mound of dirt with a blank sign. Gee, I wonder what's underneath the dirt. Ah yes, the nether. The worst part is they just now realize they've been in creative this whole time, so they shamelessly changed their game mode to survival, revealing their entire command history. This is painful to watch. After going into survival mode, they entered the nether and vanquished the blaze, but it looks like their custom spawner stopped working, so there's a shameless cut to the run where a bunch of blaze just appear out of nowhere. And to make up for the lost time, their timer starts going backwards again. So they craft some Eyes of Ender, throw them in the sky— wait, why are they going the opposite direction? And they discover a wish.com version of the stronghold at only 7 seconds into the run. I guess they decide they're just too good at Minecraft, so they start throwing all of their Eyes of Ender into lava. Once they're in the stronghold, there's a shamelessly obvious cut where they go into creative and just start levitating to the surface. At this point, the speedrun moderators are probably impressed because the timer has just completely stopped. After realizing that the dragon won't perch because there are leftover end crystals, they go into creative and die by accident. Naturally, the run just keeps on going, but even cheating, this speedrunner still can't kill the dragon, and he dies again. After another shamelessly obvious cut, there is a literal truckload of TNT spawned in, and they still can't beat the dragon. After their speedrun timer goes into the negatives, it looks like their game broke as well, because the dragon becomes completely non-responsive, and in world record time, they beat the game at -4 minutes and 20 seconds. Wait a second, the speedrunner's using my Minecraft skin. That's not me. This speedrunner starts off by getting wood, building tools, and they get lucky and find a village. They loot the village, and it all seems pretty normal. An iron pickaxe, some armor, some bread, a banana— wait, what? Yeah, clearly the speedrunner is using mods because last time I checked, bananas are not in vanilla Minecraft. But the best part is that it isn't food, it's a weapon. After he decimates a herd of cows with a banana, he walks over to what appears to be a small pool of water, but it's an end portal lake. This must be a new feature. Once they're in the end, they break all of the end crystals and unleash chaos with the banana. Totally legit. In this speedrunner, the players aim downwards when they spawn, which isn't possible, and when they turn around, there's a dungeon underground with a sign that says, "Over here." Yeah, right. And it conveniently has tools, wood, and ender pearls. After wasting a few minutes aimlessly traveling in the forest, there is a very very obvious cut to the run where you can see it says set own game mode to survival, and he has 64 obsidian now. I think this player's taking the whole speed run thing too seriously because they make the nether portal so sloppily that it won't even work. And they don't even have flint and steel. But there's another cut to the run where they clearly were in creative mode because the portal's remade, lit, and they suddenly have flint and steel. Yeah, this'll go right over the speedrun moderators' heads. I hope you won't be surprised when I say that once he's in the nether, there's another cut, and he's suddenly at the nether fortress. Totally legit. Once he encounters Blaze though, he realizes he's going to die without shield or armor, and then just stares at the ceiling. And suddenly, he has armor. Wow, this guy should play the lottery. So he gears up with this newly found armor and dies. But instead of giving up, he puts text on the screen saying, "Didn't see that," and then magically is in the stronghold and says, "This is not cheat." Let me see here. Yeah, that checks out. Once he's in the end, I guess he has elytra now because he's flying and things can only go down from here. Literally. Yeah, all that hard work and he just dies. I was really rooting for this guy. This speedrunner starts off by getting wood, killing a cow, and then building a house. Wait, this is my vlog footage. This speedrunner titles his world First Speedrun Attempt. Yeah, right. On their first attempt, they spawn on an island and there's a netherrack block on the ground and an Eye of Ender just lying around. Casual. But wait a second, what's that in the distance? Ah yes, a floating lit nether portal. They return to their tree marked with netherrack and start getting wood, and underneath it is a chest full of black concrete. I don't remember this being a vanilla Minecraft feature. They make a crafting table and a pickaxe and literally discover an X marks the spot. They must have spawned on Treasure Island because there's a chest underneath full of end portal frames. You've gotta be kidding me. And there's conveniently an area dug out that perfectly fits an end portal. Then the speedrunner tries speed bridging, emphasis on tries because he falls. And when he gets back up, he tries jumping and he falls again. Even cheating, this guy is terrible. And he falls again. This is painful to watch. After falling again for the 4th time, I guess he gets frustrated and ends up just changing his game mode and doesn't even try to hide it. Finally, he's in the nether portal. Wait, why did he stop? There's a shamelessly obvious cut where he gives himself a shield. Seeing at how bad he is at parkour, he's gonna need that shield. When he's in the nether, he drops down a hole that has water at the bottom of it, which is literally impossible. And he spawned right next to a nether fortress. After wasting a hilariously long time trying to kill a blaze with his fists and almost dying, he steps on a pressure plate that opens a secret wall compartment, and inside of the chest, you've gotta be kidding me. The armor in the chest has protection 32,000, and the diamond sword has sharpness 69,420. And this amazing loot is all thanks to the pee-pee trader. He returns to the overworld, fills the end portal, and just to make sure it's the right one, he throws a couple Eyes of Ender. Yep, looks good to me. Once he's in the end, the speedrunner fights in a grueling battle against a Wish.com recreation of the Ender Dragon and beats the game.
This speedrun starts off, and right off the bat, there is so much wrong here. They do have a timer. They are selecting the 7th slot in their hotbar. And before I reveal this next one, take a few seconds and tell me if you notice it. Alright, it's been a few seconds. Tony, do a zoom on the left side of the screen. Yep, that is Herobrine in the window, just in time for Halloween. Let's get this party started. The speedrunner begins walking forward. Very lucky they spawn in front of a village and a ruined nether portal. How convenient. The speedrunner does open the chest in front of them, and the loot inside of the chest does look very, very normal. They equip their newly found golden helmet, filling in the ruined nether portal with their obsidian, and they light the nether portal with the fire charge. Entering the nether in 20 seconds. That is world record time, but very risky considering they're only entering the nether with 14 iron nuggets and a golden shovel. The speedrunner wastes a solid 10 seconds hopping around until they open their inventory using their iron pickaxe to mine some netherrack. But hang on a second, when in tarnation did they get that pickaxe? The speedrunner mines forward, and I kid you not, they uncover a nether fortress. How convenient. So the speedrunner very carefully navigates their way around some lava, directly in front of them finding a blaze spawner. This is the world's luckiest seed of all time. Unfortunately though, this speedrun takes a turn for the worse. They are so blatant about cheating because directly beyond this spawner is a stack of 14 blaze rods. You have got to be kidding me. The speedrunner then finds a chest not too far away, failing a parkour jump. Buddy is totally the type of guy to do the beef jump and fail it. Inside of the chest, they find iron horse armor, 4 golden ingots, and a single diamond. But hang on a second, why are they leaving the nether fortress? Well, the speedrunner begins digging down in a completely random spot, and watch these next few moments and tell me if you notice it. It's gonna sneak up on you.
It's down here. Oh, let's go, Bastion. Oh my gosh, what luck.
Yeah, just like that, the speedrunner has found a bastion. Under 2 minutes, holy cannoli, how lucky. The speedrunner then tries finding piglins to trade with. They throw 4 golden ingots at the 3 piglins, and I'm sorry, but that was not subtle at all. Where did this pile of ender pearls come from? If someone can help me to explain this mystery, that would be great. Mentally prepare yourself though, because there are like 50 more mysteries incoming. The speedrunner again digs down in a completely random spot, and they dig down into the overworld. The speedrunner continues digging down, revealing an endless pit beneath them. And I kid you not, they land in a pile of water right outside of the stronghold portal room. Just under 3 minutes. Wow, that's all I have to say. The speedrunner breaks the spawner. It's a 4-eye portal. They make their blaze powder. They make their eyes of ender. So the speedrunner fills the end portal with their eyes of ender, entering the portal. And hang on a second, did you catch that? In a split second, the dragon's health bar goes from 100% to 1%. What a load of barnacles. The speedrunner begins digging up until they get hit by something. Hit by Herobrine. Oh my goodness, this is spooky. This is a Halloween special for sure. The only problem is that Herobrine is actually Blue Mustard 59. The speedrunner's reaction to finding Blue Mustard 59 is just priceless.
Oh my gosh, it's Herobrine! Oh my gosh, it's Herobrine!
That's when Herobrine types in chat, I am thinking of a number 1 to 15. The speedrunner types in the chat 34. Wait, 34? What? That's when Herobrine says, you are right. What a plot twist. It was a trick question all along. They get full diamond armor, a netherite sword, a bow, a stack of arrows, and beds. This is truly the luckiest of all time.
I don't know why the dragon's 1 health. It must be a glitch in the new update.
The speedrunner attempts killing the dragon with 2 arrows. Their aim is abysmal until there is a shameful cut and the dragon is mid-death animation. What a celebratory moment. Even Herobrine is saying, you did it, yay. This speedrunner joins their world. Spawning in, they get very, very lucky. There is a ruined nether portal directly in front of them. There's a chicken, some sheep, some pigs. Wow. They're even showing off doing 360s in parkour. This guy looks like he would not fail the beef jump. The speedrunner opens up the chest in front of them. They get a wool sword, gold, obsidian, 6 blocks, and fire. So they fill in the obsidian nether portal using their fire block to light the nether portal, and they enter the nether. And holy cow, those ghasts are looking horrifying. This guy is a one-of-a-kind skilled speedrunner though. They are parkouring around the lava into the bastion. They get very lucky by finding a very large mass of golden blocks, and even luckier, finding piglins right in front of them that they can trade with. And holy cow, the trades are wild. They get just so many eyes of ender. What more could a speedrunner need? So they return to the overworld, throwing their eyes of ender. And yeah, triangulation, schmangulation, they dig right down into the ground. Oh my goodness, the stronghold is right beneath them. My socks have been completely knocked off. With just so much finesse, the speedrunner finds their way right into the portal room. Unfortunately, no luck here. Not a single eye of ender in that portal. But not to fear, this speedrunner came prepared with 382 eyes of ender, and I was concerned they wouldn't have enough. Well, they fill that stronghold portal, entering the end, and I don't know if it's just because it's Halloween, but this ender dragon battle was particularly scary. And those endermen, don't even get me started. The speedrunner engages in a vicious battle with the ender dragon, jumping into the endgame portal, beating Minecraft Free Edition. Yeah, I'm just messing around. This guy got a made this. I just thought it was funny. The speedrunner approaches this tree in front of them. They're breaking down the blocks, but just one more layer that adds to the suspiciousness of this speedrun. If you listen to the audio, why is the speedrunner chuckling? What is funny about a tree, Buster? Everything here is looking normal. They turn their oak logs into planks. They make a crafting table. They make some sticks. And don't ask me why, but they pause their game, and as soon as they resume it, there's like a mouse edit on the screen. Unnecessary, but funny. Well, the speedrunner crafts their wooden pickaxe. But wait a second, why are they digging down? And why is there a picture for every sound effect? Buddy, can you replace the batteries on your smoke detector? Oh, okay, I get it now. So they're getting some stone.
Now getting stoned.
Things get so chaotic. They got speedrunning music with the Minecraft soundtrack, with this speedrunner's friend literally burping.
I'm on an island. Bad spawn.
Oh, brother. Oh, man, a second burp. Keep it to yourself. I guarantee if I burped like that in a video, I would lose all of my subscribers. It just gets so much more confusing. The speedrunner is trying to find something, maybe a village, maybe a ruined nether portal, and out of nowhere, this ginormous face just fades in over the entire screen. And then when the speedrunner drops their pickaxe, there's some goofy sound effect for that too. Legitimately, I have no idea what's happening anymore. Is this a Minecraft speedrun or a meme review? They're putting the I am Steve thing up on the screen. What is that? Five Nights at Freddy's? Get that off my screen. The speedrunner is making a stone sword. Meanwhile, they got the I yearned for the mines picture on the screen. This is the world's first meme speedrun. Hang on a second, watch this next clip and tell me if you notice anything suspicious.
Did you guys just see that grass box?
Yeah, what in the world? I have so many questions and I need answers to them now. And of course, like every other stupid fake Minecraft speedrun, these guys are just trying to waste my time. 2.5 minutes of it to be exact. The speedrunner stops out of nowhere. They open up their chat box and all of a sudden the Matrix is covering their speedrun footage. As you can literally hear them up to no good through their microphone. Then out of nowhere, the Matrix overlay disappears by accident, revealing that the speedrunner has been trying to type /game mode. Then there's a sudden cut where the speedrunner recreates their world in creative mode. Another sudden cut, and now the timer has been reset, and the first frame we see is creative mode. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. The speedrunner is giving themselves full diamond gear, slower than the immortal snail, and you could hear him going, oh, how do I make it go fast?
How do I make it go fast?
Get good, buddy. And yep, this is the point that we are at. The speedrunner is floating around in creative mode. They drop into the water. There's another goofy meme overlay edit. At least they're having fun. So the speedrunner gives themselves Eyes of Ender in creative mode. They are spamming so many of them in the sky. More memes. Insane Minecraft skills. 0.0000001% luck to get Elytra this early. And I'm pretty sure brother misspelled Elytra. It gets so much worse. His friend says the most absurd and unhinged thing I have ever heard. And then the speedrunner is apologizing to us. Oh, sorry about that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to piss the bed.
What? Sorry about the background noise, guys.
Sorry about the background noise. Brother, it's not like it's a bunch of pots and pans. I kid you not. A solid 20 seconds of this speedrunner just floating around like a goofball. I am just not getting it. The speedrunner starts typing in the chat /locate structure. He's trying to find the stronghold, but if you listen to the audio from the footage, the speedrunner is saying, oh, my game is lagging.
My game's lagging again, hold on.
Brother, this is single player. You don't even need internet to speedrun Minecraft. Then, while he is trying to locate a stronghold, the Windows restarting screen pops up while you can literally hear him clacking and clicking on his keyboard.
I have to reset my computer real quick.
Blue screen is blue screen.
Blue screen.
Another splash screen pops up. Oh no, our speedrun, we got the blue screen of death. What are we gonna do? Then the overlays disappear. What, do you have a trial mode on your video editor and you only get 5 seconds of layers? Because you can clearly see he's typing in Minecraft stronghold. Never mind, he can't spell. There is so much background noise. They're saying that there's a hurricane, that there's lightning striking his grandmother's house. What?
Dude, I think lightning just struck my grandma outside. Hold on. Grandma's outside. I think Santa might have run her over or something. I don't know.
This guy is saying that he's getting hacked and there's a global pandemic. And then after all this nonsense and baloney, there's a sudden cut. It clearly says you've been teleported to this location. And they're in creative mode just digging straight down. Until everybody is having a laugh because this guy literally misses the stronghold and just digs right into the void. Another sudden cut. The speedrunner is building a portal while they are literally saying, oh, this is a rare phenomena when the portal spawns right in front of you.
It's a very rare phenomenon where this portal spawns right in front of you.
What a load of horseradish. I hope you step on the Lego. So now, yes, the speedrunner is in the end. Hold the phone. Why is the dragon T-posing over there? Nope, never mind. He just came back to life. I'm not sure what in tarnation happens here. The speedrunner throws an Eye of Ender onto the ground. They go to the pause menu. We get another blue screen of death. And then out of nowhere, they've been updated to survival mode and they have a whole hotbar worth of beds. And wow, what a monumental moment. World record time of 3 minutes. But if you think that this goofball is actually gonna beat the dragon legitimately, you are sorely mistaken. Unless you can fight the Ender Dragon with memes, this guy stands no chance. Because they literally put a bed down in front of them by accident, almost ending themselves. Nope, never mind, I take it back. The speedrunner types 3 slashes with an L, and it's too late because they are done. Then you hear him say this.
The Ender Dragon is hacking.
And yeah, out of nowhere, the Ender Dragon just plops right in front of them, out of thin air. I'm convinced the Ender Dragon is hacking. The speedrunner kills everything in his vicinity, including himself. You got the Matrix on the top left of the screen now. And I guess they beat the game. Nope. There is no trace left of the dragon. So, for some reason, as if this is gonna be any more legitimate, there is a sudden cut. The speedrunner spawns another Ender Dragon. The speedrunner does the same kill command. And I guess they do technically beat the Ender Dragon. His friends are in the background literally applauding him.
There we go! There we go! That is how you speedrun Minecraft.
Thanks for watching.
Yep, just like that. That is indeed how you speedrun this game. Guinness World Records approves it.
The speedrunner starts off spawning in a village. They immediately dig into this specific block and there's a chest under it, but it's empty. So they must have forgotten to fill it before they started the speedrun. Also, the villagers aren't moving and they're floating in the air, so the speedrunner definitely spawned them in prior to the run with command blocks. And they can't even trade with them because they forgot to fill their secret chest from earlier. They resort to plan B and get some wood and make some tools, then they start digging straight into a wall that suspiciously had a bunch of flowers near it, and there's a ruined nether portal that needs one more block of obsidian. But it looks like they forgot to fill all the chests they spawned in creative because this one is completely empty. With no shame whatsoever, there's a hilariously obvious cut in the footage, and the portal suddenly is complete, but they don't have flint and steel to light it. Well, they must be really lucky because they break the chest and dig beneath it, and there's another chest. This must be a new feature. Luckily, there's flint and steel in the chest, and that's it. Not suspicious at all. They go to the nether, but waste a lot of time trying to find a nether fortress. All of a sudden, there's a cut to the run, but it seems like nothing is different. They're still wasting a lot of time. Wait, what? They just killed a piglin, and it dropped 24 blaze rods. How is it even possible? Well, I guess they don't need a nether fortress anymore, so they go back to the portal. But it's not lit anymore, which is really unlucky and impossible. But I think they did this for a reason. They explore a little more and find a different portal that's already lit, but it brings them to what seems like the middle of nowhere. They go down this seemingly normal waterfall, and it leads them directly to the stronghold. Still though, they haven't found any endermen, so it's going to be impossible for them to fill the end portal. Well, they go to a very specific room, and inside is an enderman farm. They're literally falling from the sky, and this guy doesn't have to move a muscle. On top of that, each enderman is dropping 5 pearls every time. With this luck, this guy should play the lottery. They craft Eyes of Ender, fill the portal, and enter the end. And out of nowhere, they start flying, as if they have fireworks and elytra, but their hotbar doesn't show any of that. Also, they just entered the end, so how else would they legitimately get elytra? So using these new tools and just cropping a fake hotbar over their screen, they kill the Ender Dragon, but it looks like they have so many plugins running, the endgame portal doesn't even work, so they just cut the footage. What in tarnation. This speedrunner starts off by getting wood, building tools, and exploring a mine shaft for extra loot. They find pretty normal looking loot, like a few gold ingots, some armor, and an ender pearl. After a while of exploring, they go back to the surface and they throw the ender pearl, which is a complete waste because they're gonna need it for the Eyes of Ender. Are you serious? Okay, so them magically teleporting to the stronghold was clearly fake, but it can't get worse, right? Well, they start looting chests in the stronghold, and they find some diamonds, some bread, an AC-130. Wait, what?
Our AC-130 is in the air.
This one was legit. This speedrun, I'm apologizing in advance for the brain cells you're about to lose. World generation looks normal, their spawn looks normal, loot looks good. Okay, now wait a second. Maybe they could have gotten away with the enchanting bottles, but a diamond pickaxe and a sharpness 1000 book? Yeah, right. We'll let it slide for now. They go to the brewing stand and oh look, a villager left some blaze powder in it. How convenient. The speedrunner tries to apply their sharpness 1000 enchantment to the wooden sword, but it doesn't work, so they just equip the book instead. Weird. But but when they use it as a weapon, it's a one-hit KO. Ah yes, the one-punch book. Now, I love Marvel movies, especially Doctor Strange, but this part is just too much for me. I'm not sure how this is possible, but they're in a completely different village now. And then they jump down this hole, and the fabric of reality is torn in half. They return to the original village, and they casually loot it for food, as if none of that portal sorcery just happened. On top of that, they just casually walk by this floating portal to a different dimension. They jump down the well, but instead of the well, it's a hallway that leads directly to the stronghold. And it has 11 Eyes of Ender in it, which is impossible. Right when they enter the end, they suddenly have slow falling, and at this point, the speedrun moderators are probably impressed. They actually waste a lot of time waiting for the dragon to perch, despite having a book that can one-hit KO anything. Finally, they realize they have to break the end crystals to make the dragon perch, so they attempt breaking one of them, and they die by accident. Honestly, if you consider magic as tool-assisted, this was a great speedrun. This speedrun actually has a professional start to it. They spawn in a village, take a bed in a crafting table, but then there's this weird tree that has a sign on it that reads, "I am a tree," with apples and item frames. He breaks the base of the tree and falls through a trapdoor to the stronghold. There's a chest that has 3 ender pearls and iron boots, and an end portal that only needs 1 Eye of Ender. The chances of this happening is literally 1 in a trillion. But the speedrunner can't actually complete the portal, so this is the end of the run, right? Wrong. He jumps into the lava and there's a secret cavern beneath it that has an unusually tall ruined nether portal in it. But there's ancient debris near it, so this is clearly fake. They find 1 block of obsidian and flint and steel in the chest, and there's conveniently 1 empty spot on the portal to fill. They light the portal, enter the nether. Wait a second. How are they running so quickly on soul sand? They conveniently find a bastion, and there's a door that leads to an enchantment table. No, wait, why are they leaving? The speedrunner instead jumps down a ditch, lands on a blaze spawner, and the button they press gives them 1 blaze rod. Totally legit. They go down a hallway with 16 ancient debris, which isn't even possible, and it leads back to the nether portal. Why aren't they going through the portal? They throw an ender pearl and find another lit nether portal, and it leads them to the middle of nowhere. I don't think they understand how speedruns work. They go up to an oak tree in a desert, which isn't even possible, and remember what happened last time when they broke a tree? Well, this must be the newest feature. So they're in the end, but they have no blocks to bridge to the— I can't watch this anymore. And oh look, a ladder, how convenient. With no shame whatsoever, the speedrunner fights in a grueling battle against this Wish.com recreation of the Ender Dragon and beats the game. Who did they think they were fooling? This speedrunner starts off by getting wood, jumping in the ocean and taking a swim, and then he crafts a minecart. Wait, this is the wrong footage. This speedrun starts off fairly normal. They have a legitimate looking world creation screen, but when they load in, it clearly says changed game mode to survival, despite the terrible job at cropping it out. On top of that, the player has blocks on their hotbar and nonchalantly throws them into the ocean as if it never happened. Oh yeah, they spawned in an ocean. Remember the creative world from earlier? Coincidence? I think not. Well, maybe they can redeem themselves. Wait, no, why are they mining stones with their hands? Ah yes, a conveniently placed barrel right at spawn full of water-breathing potions. The only thing that would be even more convenient would be an underwater shipwreck full of overpowered loot, am I right? You've gotta be kidding me. This kid really placed stacks of netherite blocks, Eyes of Ender, and end portal frames and thought they could get away with it. Well, it's still early in the run. They can still redeem themselves, right? Wrong. They must have gone in creative and built this nether portal and another barrel full of more unnecessarily overpowered loot. They only take the flint and steel and try to light the portal, but quickly realize that they built the portal incorrectly. But it's fine, they've got a plan. The speedrunner tries making the end portal, and after a few minutes of trying to figure out why the portal won't work, they realize they forgot to place an eye, but even then, it still doesn't work. I can't watch this anymore. Naturally, they try to make another end portal, and they mess that one up too. Third time's a charm, right? After wasting 5 minutes being bad at cheating, they finally get to the end, but they realize that they never got any tools. So they waste another 5 minutes trying to figure out how the /give command works. After legitimately getting a netherite pickaxe, you can see they turn on keep inventory, even after they tried to crop it out of the video. Not sure why they'd need that on. Roll the clip. That's right, they use the /kill command that even kills themselves. But it's okay, they're making great time. After shamelessly respawning and returning to the end, they almost get killed by an Enderman and beat the game. This speedrun looks normal, but it's not. They spawn in, find a village, and get some hay. Then the speedrunner starts punching this tree. And there's a very unusual series of cuts, where in a matter of seconds, we go from the tree to the inventory to a crafting table. Nothing seems different, but just wait. This is their cheating warm-up. As they approach an iron golem, it sounds like they're doing breathing exercises to physically prepare for the battle.
The only problem here is that they built 2 blocks up, not 3, so the golem can still hit them. But just watch. Totally legit. So they make some food, an iron pickaxe, and a bucket. But hang on a second. Did you catch that? When they make their iron pickaxe, they use up all of their iron. And after a very subtle cut, they suddenly have 4 iron ingots out of thin air. Either this guy is a magician or he's the worst cheater in the world. But I honestly don't know. He could be a magician. Watch this.
According to my calculations, if I mine down from this spot, I will fall into gravel. Oh, and would you look at that?
I'm assuming this was the same luck that Dream had in his speedruns too. The speedrunner crafts flint and steel and begins looting the villager houses. And again, did you see what just happened? If I replay the last few seconds in slow motion, there is another sly cut from this goofy goober. And this guy's middle name must be creative mode because you can just barely see that they changed their game mode. Again. Well, inside this chest is nothing spectacular, just a hunk of emeralds. Which begs the question, why did they go in creative mode? Well, these next few moments are the goofiest speedrun strats of all time.
Alright, let's see what this guy has to trade.
This guy's username is Slinky, but he should honestly consider changing it to Stinky. You saw it here first, the world's first 1 in a million villager trade. And with their newly found diamonds, they craft full diamond armor and tools. As if this speedrun wasn't already bad enough, you are about to witness the worst acting of all time.
Oh no, we're falling down a hole! Wait, what? What's this?
The speedrunner fell into a huge cave filled with literally every resource needed to make a nether portal. So naturally, they attempt to make a portal, emphasis on attempt.
Oh, come on!
And I kid you not, they actually wasted time on the clock watching a nether portal tutorial. This is just so embarrassing. After lots of practice though, of course, the speedrunner successfully builds a nether port. Wait a second. I would literally rather have explosive diarrhea than continue to watch this horrible speedrun. Whether we like it or not, the speedrunner is in the nether now, and I think they're gonna try and channel some of that dream luck from earlier. Because they start to mine into a random wall of netherrack, and watch what happens.
At least. Oh my goodness, guys, we just found the nether fortress.
What in tarnation. So the speedrunner explores the nether fortress and finds a blaze spawner. After waiting a very long time for the blaze to spawn, I guess they just couldn't wait any longer, as the speedrun is cut and they receive a special delivery of a whopping 64 blaze rods. Santa came early this year. What a miracle. And if you were to ask me if the speedrun gets worse, just watch this next cut. They're in a totally different area and they suddenly have 23 gold ingots. So the speedrunner throws the gold at the piglins to trade and they get exactly 16 ender pearls. For each trade, there is a 2.18% chance of getting 2 to 4 ender pearls. To get 16 pearls from 4 gold ingots, this guy must be the luckiest man on earth. Or his name is Drew.
Let's go back to the nether portal now. I gotta be honest, I couldn't actually find the nether portal, so I just made this one.
Whenever you feel like you've hit a low in life, just remember this speedrun exists. Now that the speedrunner is back in the overworld, they craft Eyes of Ender and attempt locating the stronghold. They dig straight down into the stronghold, finding the portal room, filling the frame, and entering the end. When in the end, the speedrunner displays their extreme agility and skill by doing this ender pearl clutch.
Damn it.
They break the end crystals, and once again, the speedrunner shows off their skills and raw talent by doing a water bucket clutch.
Alright, guys.
With all of the end crystals destroyed and only 10 seconds left of the speedrun video, let's guess how this speedrun is going to end. Will the speedrunner propose to the Ender Dragon, throw a meatball at Minecraft Steve, or legally change his name to Gooby? He legally
Alright, just like that, guys, we have killed the Ender Dragon.
Well, that was definitely the most speedrun of all time. This speedrunner spawns in a jungle biome, then they use their elytra to fly. Afterwards, they beat an illager raid and ride a minecart to the stronghold. Then, the speedrunner climbs on the wall and shoots a bunch of arrows. Wait, this is the wrong footage. This speedrun actually made me really hungry. Just watch and you'll see. They spawn on what appears to be the roof of a villager house. Correction, a weaponsmith house. But, for some reason, this block is just missing. This must be a chunk error. So the speedrunner enters the weaponsmith house and opens this chest. It wasn't a chunk error. If I had a penny for every time I've had to watch a speedrunner get full netherite armor, I'd have enough pennies to give to every single one of my subscribers. Also, I just have to point out, listen to what the speedrunner calls the Totem of Undying.
Full netherite armor and whatever that is, that weird looking ogre thing.
From here on out, I will only refer to totems as weird looking ogre things. The speedrunner equips their newly found armor, but watch closely and see if you notice what happens here. Yeah, there is is a very subtle cut to the speedrun, which is made evident by the fact that their timer malfunctioned back to 0 seconds. Either there's a new update that allows hay to grow, or this guy's a big stinky cheater, because the hay in front of him has seemingly multiplied. So the speedrunner collects this hay, then they follow the path leaving the village. Wait, why are they staring at this wall? Yet another cut in the speedrun, and come on, man, did you think I wouldn't notice you changed the hay to golden apples? If you're wondering if this gets worse, spoiler alert, it does. They turn around and there's an unusually tall nether portal that just poofed itself into existence. I guess staring at walls is the best and newest speedrun strategy now. The speedrunner steps into their portal, making great time, and enters the nether. This is not the nether. Was there a new update I didn't hear about? We should honestly start a GoFundMe page for the speedrunner, because I think their computer is just broken. Their timer doesn't work, their nether portal malfunctioned. What next? The speedrunner jumps down this hole, and luckily they do find a working nether portal, depending on your definition of working. So they enter their bootleg nether, and it's got everything the real nether would have. Blaze, lava, a magical frog wizard. Yeah, you're probably wondering how they get 65 blaze rods. Mikey, roll the clip.
If you look into the lava, everything just quadrupled. Right, has it worked? It's worked! Yes, the frog has spawned! The mighty frog!
After the speedrunner gets their blaze rods from the miraculous toad, you can probably notice their nether portal is just suddenly working again. So they enter it, and before I show you this next part, where do you think it's gonna take them? Just take a wild guess. The nether, the overworld, McDonald's. Oh man, how did this speedrunner know I love McDonald's? Yeah, I get a Big Mac with large fries and a chocolate milk. Okay, sorry, back to the speedrun. They get Eyes of Ender, portal frames, and a beef patty from the villager, I mean McDonald's employee, and the speedrunner tries to build an end portal. Emphasis on tries. They try building their portal again, successfully entering the end. And the rest of the speedrun is pretty standard stuff, you know? They go into creative mode, their timer malfunctions for the 50th time, and they beat the game in a whopping 3.82 seconds. Now that that's over, I'm gonna go get some McDonald's. This speedrun, I have so many questions. They immediately go underground to mine for diamonds, and what do you know? They find diamonds. But they discover an unusual bedrock chasm in front of them. So the speedrunner explores this area, finding a mysterious hole leading to the void. Is that the void or a block? They jump into the hole, and Minecraft is looking a little different here. Is this a new update to the game, or am I missing something? I've clearly missed some big updates to the game. This speedrun starts off looking pretty normal. You can see all their recent save files, and it appears as if they speedrun pretty frequently. 7 p.m., 7:01 p.m., 7:26 p.m. I'm not sure what Emma's epic end practice or is, but the beginning of this video is promising. So they create their new world, putting the difficulty on easy, and the world creation looks pretty normal. Nothing funky happening here. Oh no, wait a second. Is this the speedrun that I think it is? Let's take a look. There's a lot of dream impersonators out there. This could be him, this couldn't be him. There's only one way to find out. Unfortunately, the video quality on this speedrun is quite low. Again, it seems to be a pretty common theme for speedrunners to record with a toaster oven, but in the distance here, you can see that the speedrunner found a desert village and a desert temple. So the speedrunner breaks this tree, using the wood to craft a crafting table. That sounded redundant. And right in front of them is a lava pool. Extremely lucky. So the speedrunner crafts wooden tools and they break this stone, getting stone tools in just under a minute. While they're next to the lava pool, they also dig up this gravel to get flint, which tells me the speedrunner actually has a pretty good idea of what they're doing right now. Well, when the speedrunner gets into the village, they do exactly what you'd expect. They break some hay bales, they kill the iron golem, and the speedrunner gets 4 iron ingots from that golem. Now listen, I remember my last video, you guys gave me a real hard time because I was overly paranoid and thought that you couldn't get 5 iron ingots from a golem. Listen, if you were me, you were watching these goofy speedruns every day, you'd be overly cautious too. Anyways, blah blah blah. They break some beds, they craft a bucket, and looky here, there's a water pool right next to the lava pool. I'm beginning to get a little suspicious. I don't know about you. Regardless, they make their nether portal, light it, and they enter the end. And as soon as they enter the nether, they are directly outside of a nether fortress. And I just want to put this out here, this speedrun is in fact Dream's speedrun. And you can tell how this speedrun is really not that much different from the goofy ones that I review. I get that every Minecraft world is random, but the luck in this speedrun is absurd. It is just ridiculous. Every step of the way, he is getting unbelievably lucky. And it really is a surprise to me that no one was skeptical at first. So after exploring the nether fortress for only 40 seconds, Dream finds a blaze spawner. Very, very lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I have no idea how no one was skeptical about this. Dream killed 5 blaze rods and got exactly 1 blaze rod. Hey, how's it going? It's Aandoro at night. I just want to chime in here and say, I don't understand why as soon as I turn my microphone on, I lose the ability to speak. Anyways, Dream killed 5 blazes, and every single one he got a blaze rod. I remember he hired Bill Nye, the science guy, to do the maths behind it, but the chances of this happening is literally astronomical.
My RNG.
Buddy really said my RNG. He knows what he was doing. That's 6 blaze, that's 7 blaze and 7 blaze rods. He doesn't even need more blaze powder, but he's still killing them. So he killed 9 blaze in total and got 8 blaze rods. Listen, no offense to you, but I'm pretty sure it's been proven that Dream cheated in the speedrun. I don't have anything against the guy, except for the fact that he stole my Minecraft pet hunt video, and if you want to hear about that, go on my channel. It doesn't matter, let's just keep on watching the speedrun. So I kid you not, literally 5 seconds later, Dream immediately finds piglins to trade with, which is extremely lucky. He gives the piglin 6 gold ingots. 6, count them, 6 gold ingots. Maybe I'm just not good at math. I literally have a math minor. He just got 6 ender pearls from 1 gold ingot. Now again, I know that he hired Bill Nye, the science guy, to prove the math behind it, but I'm flabbergasted. I have no idea how that's even possible. Someone in the comments is gonna have to help my peanut brain understand this. So Dream got 11 ender pearls from 6 gold ingots. And he killed, what did I say, 9 blaze? And got 8 blaze rods? Again, in retrospect, I just find it so hilarious that no one suspected a thing in the moment. Like, I genuinely feel I'm more likely to win the lottery than all this to happen. And it's so interesting how if you listen to the audio in the speedrun, he's completely silent after all this happening.
Give me one more trade. I have no beds! Oh my god! I have no flipping beds.
So if you didn't hear Dream, he's screaming about how he doesn't have any beds. And I genuinely believe that he was just trying to make a stink about nothing to distract his audience from the fact that he just made a massive stinker, a big fat cheat. Anyways, enough of the peanut gallery. Dream makes 11 Eyes of Ender, throws one of them, and surprise, surprise, it actually breaks. And then it's so crazy because if you listen to the audio, I'm just gonna play it. You tell me what you think.
Oh, this is rigged. This is rigged against me. And in my favor.
If you didn't hear him, he says this is rigged. Rigged against me. Oh my goodness. And in my favor? I feel like he was so blatant about the cheating. My goodness. So this part of the speedrun is actually pretty boring. Dream just kind of runs around and wastes 2 minutes trying to find another village. He does get beds, which is very lucky. Spending another 2 minutes just traveling trying to find the stronghold, he throws one of his Eyes of Ender, it does not break, and then he digs down. There is a little bit of struggle for him to find the stronghold, but he does find it. Oh, brother, this is so boring. Sorry guys, the last 5 minutes was just excruciatingly boring, so I'm gonna quick sum it up for you in 5 seconds. Dream goes into the portal room. He only has 10 Eyes of Ender. There is 1 frame filled, so he just needs 1 more. So unfortunately, he wastes 5 minutes trying to find an Enderman. He eventually does find one, and of course, there is a 50% chance that an Enderman drops an Ender Pearl. And what do you know? Dream gets the sweet, sweet Ender Pearl. So he returns to the portal room and enters the end. And I'm actually pretty surprised here because, look, I'm not a speedrunner myself, but I feel like I could get the dragon to perch more quickly than Dream. He honestly wastes a lot of time trying to get the dragon to perch, but eventually it does go down, and he kills the dragon with 6 beds. And after the speedrun is over, I just want you to listen to what he says here.
That run was full of luck. There was a lot of luck in that run.
If you couldn't hear him, he says that run was full of luck. Yeah, I agree. At the end of the day, am I ever really gonna know if Dream knowingly cheated or not? I'm not sure. The guy gets involved in drama as often as I breathe air. I mean, he even went as far as to steal one of my videos. If you guys want to hear about that, I made a video about it. Go check it out on my channel. Regardless, I don't really care. It's a game about blocks. Supposedly, the story goes he had plugins on his computer and he didn't know it. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Let's just check out the next speedrun. This speedrun is very interesting. Now listen, I know I have a lot of viewers all around the world. Supposedly just 40% of my audience is from the United States, and I actually have a lot of viewers who are in Europe. So maybe you guys could help me out. I have no idea what language this guy is speaking. It sounds very cool. Anyways, that's not important. The speedrunner creates their world, calling it Speedrun. But hang on a second, things are not starting off good here. They don't show their world creation, and as soon as the run starts off, come on, another rookie mistake. They are selecting the 6th slot in their inventory, and they already have 1 level of experience. So, yeah, this is not promising. Oh, come on, man. Do not tell me that you enabled the bonus chest when you created this world. Wait a second, though. This is looking a little different than the bonus chest. And I don't know if you could see in the corner of the screen, but they did just find a village. Yeah, this is not the bonus chest. Well, maybe there's still hope for the speedrunner. Oh, look, a chicken. Yeah, that's definitely not what the bonus chest would do. They got so much loot from that chicken, they had to get rid of some of it. Now listen, I'm not exaggerating. The speedrunner finds this village. Just take a wild guess as to what you think is about to happen. Maybe they're gonna break some beds. Maybe they're gonna kill the iron golem. No, it's none of that. There is a trap door in this villager house. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. Just watch what happens. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure a villager didn't dig that hole. At the bottom of it, the speedrunner finds really everything they need. Lava, obsidian, golden blocks, phallic structures. Now, I don't know if you noticed what just happened, but the speedrunner made a very sudden cut in their video, and you can see that they gave themselves 64 obsidian. And again, really another cut, and they gave themselves flint and steel. So and I'm air quoting here, speedrunner lights their nether portal and enters the end. Sorry guys, I'm taking a quick break. My cat is about to sit on my keyboard. Can't record while she's doing that. Okay, now she's cleaning herself while she sits on me. Just one moment. All right, I'm back, and apparently the speedrunner's back with the bonus chest. Come on, dude. Supposedly, the nether portal is built right outside of a nether fortress, and inside of this bonus chest, according to the speedrunner, it's an Endermano Kioshus. I'm not gonna try and say that again. The speedrunner uses their Enderman spawn egg to spawn an Enderman. They immediately slaughter it, getting too many ender pearls. Immediately after that, they find some sort of netherite block hallway, and looky here, another bonus chest. This sign, I'm not even gonna attempt to say it. I'm not gonna make a fool of myself again. Well, inside the chest is a blaze spawn egg. So the speedrunner spawns the blaze, kills the blaze, and gets an endless amount of blaze rods. Kind of like how Dream did in the last speedrun. And right after that, I'm just gonna pause the video here. You're never gonna guess what happens. The speedrunner finds, don't worry, I'm not gonna call it the wish.com nether portal, because so many of you were upset with me when I called it that. This supposedly is called an ether portal. Aether portal? I don't know. And this portal brings the speedrunner into the middle of the ocean on the most jerry-rigged looking end portal I have ever seen in my entire life. Oh, hang on a second, guys. I gotta take this. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell him. Yeah. All right, bye. Listen, buddy, Walmart called. They want their great value back. And the end portal doesn't even work when he fills it with all the eyes. Of course, there's another cut, and they've clearly fixed their goof. So the speedrunner enters the end. And you know it's gonna get intense when the speedrunner starts playing motivational epic music in the background of their speedrun. Just take a listen. Man, that motivational music and the way he killed the Ender Dragon in such a legitimate and realistic way really motivated me to go to sleep. Before I start this next speedrun, I just want to point out, I know how much you guys love the Wish.com Ender Dragon, and I'm here to deliver. I took some creative liberties and skipped ahead in the speedrun, and I can say without a doubt that the end of it is so goofy. I know this one's fake. They're level 43, they're selecting the second slot on their hotbar, and oh man, are they playing Minecraft on an iPad? Can you even speedrun Minecraft on an iPad? I don't know, it doesn't matter. Well, the speedrunner walks into this cave, and they start breaking a stone block. I don't know what that would accomplish. I don't know why they're wasting their time breaking a stone block. There's gotta be nothing down. There's a chest. Okay. And they find full netherite armor. I cannot describe how many times I have seen a speedrunner get full netherite armor in the first 5 seconds of the speedrun. It's starting to get a little boring, guys. Gonna be honest. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this speedrunner's Minecraft skin is Frozone. All right, you gave me a chuckle. Plus 10 points for that. Yeah, well, I'm not really surprised that there is a lit nether portal in this cave. So the speedrunner enters a nether portal, and oh man, really? This is Education Edition? Does Speedrun.com even accept Minecraft Education Edition speedruns? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm this far in, I need to finish this out. As soon as the speedrunner spawns into the nether, there is the most ridiculous looking replacement for what the nether fortress should be. And inside of this chest is 64 Eyes of Ender. Very, very lucky. This amazing loot is all thanks to, oh man, not again. The PP seller. This guy has become a recurring character in Minecraft speedruns. You guys can see for yourself. Go back and watch all my videos. I have seen the PP trader like 10 different times now. Who is he? And what does he want from me? Well, anyways, the rest of the speedrun is pretty standard. This guy's got everything he could need. He exits the cave, and in front of him is the end portal. Okay, I'm not very surprised by that. So the speedrunner fills the end portal with Eyes of Ender, jumping into the portal, reminding us that he is speedrunning Education Edition. Quick intermission. I was doing some DIY. I turned around and my cat is sitting on my door. Now I know how that sounds, but I can explain. So I'm gonna finish watching the speedrun and hope that the door that is directly behind me does not fall over. You're a little goofy goober. As soon as they get into the end, there's a hole that leads to the surface. But what I'm thinking is that the speedrunner forgot to get a pickaxe, or blocks, or really anything for that matter except for Eyes of Ender. So the speedrunner wastes time trying to break the end stone in front of them, and they quickly give up. Now hold on a second, I don't know if you just caught that. You know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. Rewind the video and tell me if you noticed what just happened. I'm taking the training wheels off. So the speedrunner uses their pickaxe to break the end stone above them, and they build up to the surface. I don't know if you noticed this, but the health bar for the Ender Dragon is just not here. Well, you remember what I said at the beginning of the speedrun? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Wish.com Ender Dragon. The speedrunner gracefully destroys the Ender Dragon, beating the game in what time? I don't know, because they were too lazy to put a timer on it. Before I start this next speedrun, I just want to point out, I know this sounds unrelated, but before TikTok, the world was at peace and in harmony. Everything was perfectly balanced. But then as soon as TikTok came into existence, it created something. Really annoying text-to-speech voices. And this speedrun has one of those very annoying text-to-speech voices. I think it's a character from Rick and Morty. You guys are gonna have to fill me in on this one.
Let's start by chopping some woods. I'm gonna show y'all how speedruns are being done.
If you couldn't hear him, he said he's gonna show us how speedruns are being done. All right, buddy, show me what you got. The speedrunner breaks a tree that's in front of them, and immediately after that, the bar is set so low when there is a sudden cut to the speedrun, and you can very clearly see they changed their game mode. There is nothing I could do to commentate these next few moments. It's like a 20-second clip.
Hey buddy, what is up? Can I steal from you? It's alright, I'm speedrunning, I know you will understand. You please, don't make that face. So after completely robbing villagers, I'm now stacked. Wait a minute, is that a villager? How is it so big? Oh shit, he is coming after me, bro.
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack there, but the speedrunner decides they're going to steal from the villager. And after another very sudden cut, they said they have stolen everything from the villagers. Supposedly villagers keep tons of diamond tools on them. I don't know, maybe he just got lucky. And then after that, there is a ginormous villager that chases them. So the speedrunner runs away, and as soon as they hit the ground, there's another very sudden cut, and they're suddenly in a cave. So the speedrunner finds obsidian after they break the cobblestone in front of them. Again, every 3 seconds there's a cut. Next thing you know it, there's another portal and an end portal directly in front of them. There's a lot going on here. My little ADHD brain cannot keep up. Correction though, turns out I was wrong. And I know that doesn't happen a lot, but just listen to what the speedrunner says.
Okay guys, so I have built a rare nether portal which can directly send me to a dimension.
Yeah, that's right. So this is actually a very special nether end portal. Some would call it the Nend portal. Why am I like this? And it's going to bring him directly into the end. Wow, that is extremely impressive. You know, I've been playing Minecraft since it was in alpha, and I've never seen this before. You learn something new every day. Now, as soon as the speedrunner gets into the end, I don't know if you're noticing what I see. Take a moment, take a look at the screen, tell me if you see it. Yeah, that's right. So a few blocks forward, the end stone looks a little funky, a little goofy, some would say. Now keep that in mind for what's about to happen. The speedrunner makes some sort of strange looking sacrificial altar. I have no idea. They light it up with flint and steel. They stand there, they wait a few moments, and out of nowhere, you're never gonna believe who breaks through those blocks. My brand new plushie. Nah, I'm just kidding. That'd be pretty cool though, right? Let me know if you want a plushie though. I can make that happen.
What is that? Oh my god, I have summoned Notch, the creator of Minecraft.
So now you know, if you ever want to summon Notch, the creator of Minecraft, just make that altar, light it with flint and steel, and it should work just like that. I'm air quoting here. I know you can't see me, but Notch goes to the middle of the end island, attempting to kill the dragon, but in the process of doing so, he kills everything, and the speed run ends very abruptly, just like that. Now, this speed run teaches us a very important lesson: why you should never use annoying text-to-speech voices. Listen, before I click play on the speedrun, I know it's fake. Their hotbar is on the second slot when they spawn, there's experience orbs on the ground, and there's what appears to be another player's floating name tag in this house. But this speedrun had some of the worst acting I've ever seen. It's just so funny that I had to show it. The speedrunner proceeds to show off their sheer skill and raw talent when they enter a library and can't figure out how to get out.
Wait, no, how do I get out? No, I gotta go out this way.
These are the actions of only the top 1% of gamers. After wasting an appropriate amount of time, the speedrunner throws us in for a loop when he enters a villager house and conveniently finds 19 totems of undying, which is perfect because he's so bad he's gonna need every single one. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot wrong here. But believe it or not, this guy actually has Minecraft speedrunning down to a science. Just listen to his deductive reasoning here.
This one gave 2 swords, but they're both the same, so it doesn't matter.
A true scholar. Anyways, the speedrunner explores the village and goes after some of the pigs for food. But watch what happens when he kills the first pig.
This one looks like it'll taste good. Okay. Oh!
If I play that clip again in slow motion, you can see a stack of golden apples gracefully descend from the heavens. And my first suspect is the completely inconspicuous name tag from earlier. As if that wasn't already embarrassing enough, the speedrunner pulls a double whammy immediately afterwards. Tell me if you notice it. Another day, another UFO sighting in Minecraft speedruns. Logically, the speedrunner's next step is to build a nether portal, and the way they sing the Dream speedrun music in an attempt to distract the speedrun moderators is absolutely hilarious. Yep, nothing unusual here. So the speedrunner built their portal and enters the nether. But these next sequence of events are more chaotic than an M. Night Shyamalan movie twist. There's like 3 other people in this game. Mob spawners are appearing out of thin air. And is that a floating potato? This is what peak speedrun performance looks like. After this series of goofy events, the speedrunner proceeds to show us their innate acting skills too.
Wow, they dropped ender pearls already. The thing is, I only got 2 blaze rods. Oh, wow, we found a couple more blaze rods.
This kid's going places, all right. While the speedrunner makes their way back to the overworld, they start singing the Dream music again, which can only mean one thing.
OMG, guys! It's Invisible Hero Brian! We're on pace for a new world record!
Well, that all happened very quickly. Despite the fact that the speedrunner is now in the end and cheating, they are so bad they didn't even bring a pickaxe with them. But the way this speedrunner solves his dilemma is my favorite part.
I'm gonna mine this block and it's gonna drop a pickaxe! Okay!
Yeah, the speedrunner really just magically teleported above the ground. And now they're ready to finally beat the Ender Dragon and get that sweet, sweet world record. But instead, they waste tons of time. And I just noticed now, are they playing on a public Minecraft server? This is so cursed. I can absolutely guarantee you will not guess what happens next. Here are your options. They die by accident, they get the world record, or they find a banana. Instead of me telling you, just watch. Johnny, roll the clip.
Oh, it's here! It's the Banana Man! He's coming to give me, wow! Whatever he's gonna give me!
Okay, yeah, this is hilarious and all, but did you see what just happened? While I was distracted laughing at how goofy the speedrunner was, the end completely changed in the matter of a single frame.
See you on speedrun.com!
This guy's definitely gonna be a future actor.
Okay, so before I start this next speedrun, I just want to point out my last video, I think a lot of you guys were concerned, saying that I sounded tired. Or depressed. I don't know what it was. I think I was just tired. Don't worry. But it doesn't matter because the beginning of this speedrun, oh, it's gonna make us both wake up. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna play it and you need to experience this amazingness. That's not a word. That intro really made me feel like I was back in 2011 trick-shotting on Modern Warfare 2. Oh yeah, you know the speedrun's gonna be good when it has an intro like that, and when the video quality looks stretched out like a Moist Critical video. And again, I know this one's fake. They're selecting the 3rd slot on their hotbar. It says set on game mode to survival. It doesn't take Bill Nye the Science Guy to figure out this is fake. Well, the speedrunner breaks this tree, they make a crafting table, and they craft some tools. I'm not sure what the speedrunner pressed, but they got a pop-up on their screen saying social interactions are only available in multiplayer worlds. Honestly, I have never seen that before. I have no idea what they were trying to do. Anyways, the speedrunner digs down, collecting 3 granite. I'm honestly not really sure what they're trying to do here. They go to their crafting table and make a, I don't know, a thick boat? Then they make sticks, and they attempt to make a granite pickaxe. You cannot make this up. You know what? This kind of thing happens. Just the other week, I was very tired, and instead of putting toothpaste on my toothbrush, I put hand soap on my toothbrush. Granite, cobblestone, what difference does it make? The speedrunner, honestly, they waste like 5 minutes just walking around doing nothing until they start typing /ag
I don't know what that means. On top of that, their chat history reveals a lot about themselves. I have no idea what they're doing, filling 473 blocks, or going to the end, falling out of the world, filling more blocks, falling out of the world again. I am so excited to watch the rest of the speedrun. Well, it doesn't matter. The cat is out of the bag now, and the speedrunner just gives up everything and goes into creative mode. They land onto the ground, and I love how it looks like they're going to put themselves into survival mode, but they have second thoughts and they go, you know what, adventure mode, which now that I think about it is probably not better for them. Well, the speedrunner finds a village, and inside one of the village houses, there is a chest with some considerable looking items. Now that the speedrunner has literally everything that they would need, they explore more and they find a desert temple, which is very confusing to me because I don't know why they would need this. They have everything that they would need. You're never gonna guess what happens. They go inside the desert temple, dig all the way down with a sword, which is very slow, and like a dummy, they land right on the pressure plate. And I don't know if you could tell, but they're worried. The text on the screen says, oh no. The TNT explodes, and they land, I kid you not, directly into the stronghold portal room. And you could tell they're surprised because the text on the screen says OMG. For all the parents out there listening, if you don't know, OMG means oh my glob. So the speedrunner shows off their extreme skill and agility by missing a bunch of Eyes of Ender when they're filling the portal. They jump into the end portal and enter the stronghold. Nope, I'm so stupid. I didn't mean to say that. They enter the end, is what I'm getting at. And in the end, the Ender Dragon has maybe 1 health, maybe 5 if he's lucky. And you remember earlier how we found out that the speedrunner filled like thousands of blocks? When they turn around, I think this is maybe what they did with the blocks. And this guy has the gabagools to ask us to subscribe? That is crazy. And if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to subscribe. Yeah, thanks. You're not gonna believe it. These next few moments is like a scene from a Michael Bay movie. It's like a fight scene out of the Daredevil TV show. The speedrunner uses their rockets and elytra to blast into the middle of the end island, bringing out their bow, doing a 360 no-scope trick shot, one-shotting the Ender Dragon. That was very, very impressive. And what would have been more impressive is if they just speedran the game legitimately. Nonetheless, I was entertained, I'm not gonna lie. This definitely gave me a good chuckle.